So I want to thank Dr. Susan Imaru for inviting me to come and address you this afternoon and celebrate with you. Sikia muko na mbuzi na kinywaji. Please don't leave me out. It's one way of getting happy. Yes. Unajua maisha no maya. Yes. And I was a lecturer across the road, Nairobi University, yes, in the 1980s, in the Kenya School of Law, but I've not been in a classroom for very many years now. So I'm very, very honored to reconnect with the academic community, the intellectuals, and I'm very impressed to hear you have very different disciplines. Hii ambayo ina watu, the leadership school, I will volunteer myself so that we can make it bigger. Even our watu wengi kama vile naona. This is an important thing also, isn't it? I don't need to go into details. You know, I was a teacher, I was an advocate, I was a street fighter for human rights here. We routed a lot. I was an MP, as a cabinet minister, senator, governor. Now I'm the chairman of the National Oil Corporation and also a commissioner with the Law Reform Commission. But most important, I'm also the chief happiness officer of the Happiness Resource Center and this new capacity that I've come here. When I was forced into retirement by the wananchi in Meru, some of who are here, yeah. So initially I was a bit disappointed, but later on I discovered I have nothing to be sad about. I've been in politics, about active politics, elected politics for 30 years, another 10 years of trial. So even was a primary school teacher. People would have made tea and we celebrate, and they sent me in retirement. All my classmates are retired. So nikung'ang'ania nini? And my time has come. I was only retired in the way politicians should be retired, through being abused and being signed out of stage. So nimekubali. But I found there is a new world. And out of that, I stumbled into the Happiness Studies Academy in the US, which I registered immediately after I lost the elections. And I've just completed that course. I'm going to Colombia in a city called Cartagena next month to graduate. I'm going to get, my diploma in happiness studies. The Happiness Studies Academy looks at the science of happiness, asking, what do we really mean when we say people are happy? 2, why is happiness so important in our lives? And 3, what can you do to enhance happiness in your own life and the lives of those near and dear to you and in the community? The reason why I came here is because I want to spread happiness in our community, in those who are near and dear to us. It's our subject. We use a model called the SPIRE model, where we look at the spiritual elements, physical, intellectual, relationship, and emotional, elements, which you don't have to go through because of the topic I'm being given today. But in summary, you look at happiness on a long-term basis. Happiness is not what we call the new shoe effect or honeymoon effect, where you're happy today and sad tomorrow. You are looking at general satisfaction in life. You are looking at your well-being, and you are looking at living a life with meaning and purpose. So you are looking at what we call a well-being, wellness, fulfilling, satisfying, and contented life. That is what we mean by happiness. Of course, there are many debates about it. You call me another day for those. Today, my subject is the connection between money and happiness. I know you have all touched money, you know about it. Money is like oxygen. Money has become the oxygen of life. One cannot imagine a life without money. How would you pay your electricity bills? Would you carry sheep and goats to go and pay an electricity bill? So, money is critical, but from time immemorial, both from our families, from the church, from the literature we read, we have been conditioned to think that money is evil. Bishop was here, he knows much more than me. But there has been too much focus on the dark side of money. Way back, I know when we were in university ourselves, we used to read about Karl Marx. And these days, I think people become more conservative. But way back in 1884, Karl Marx did an essay on money. And he said, money turns fidelity into infidelity. It turns love into hate. It turns vice into virtue. It turns servant into master. And turns idiocy into intelligence. So it turns the world upside down. Then there's the Bible. Remember Timothy 6 verse 10. That love of money is the root of all evil. Then go to Matthew 19 verse 23 to 26, where Jesus said, it is easier, easier for a camel that it is easier for a camel to go through the needle's eye than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. So, why are you all looking for money if you are going to hell? Then the Hindus, the equivalent to their Bible is called Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 2, verse 7-2 says, wealth and possessions are like fire that burns the heart. So money is like fire which burns your heart. Go to literature. I think most of you have read Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. And there's that bad man there called Shylock. The moneylender who demands a pound of flesh for payment of a debt. And the play shows how greed for money leads to devaluation of human life, heartlessness, and shocking lack of compassion. They say money is a corrosive acid. It's a corrosive acid which breaks apart social bonds. Too many quarrels about money. They also say, and this is again from Marxism, that money is a chain of gold which tethers the workers, who are the majority of the population, to a life of toil and misery. People doing things they don't like, including cleaning toilets and other things. I'm not saying it's necessary, but what ties you there is money. Then there are a lot of myths and superstitions, even in our own traditions, about money. Have you heard people saying, when they see very rich people here, I don't want to mention their name, that wako na njini. By na njini. Isidio. We are never worshippers. Illuminati. All of that. So there's a lot of witchcraft, around money. And even among the educated, the psychologists say that money has profound negative psychological effects, including such things like anxiety, chronic stress, disease, and unhappiness, all caused by money. I recently read a book on psychology of money by somebody called Morgan Housel, who says that modern capitalism does not only generate wealth, it also generates envy and high social expectations which are difficult for us to meet. We live in a world of social media. You know how much we do self-advertisement, self-glorification, self-promotion, and also social comparisons. Have you seen postings? Two young people have gone on honeymoon, and then they send images of themselves in the social media to show others how they integrate exotic place. What are those images meant to do? Is to make you envious, isn't it? And to wish you are the one who was. So we see a lot of intense competition for luxuries, high definition TVs, latest car models. Sometimes people are not even looking for new cars. They are looking for new number plates. And junk with a new number plate, you see people bragging of their new car. Competing for who has more plots of land, who has more flats, who has bigger mansions. Holidays in faraway lands these days, we are moved. We are now going on cruise ships. And of course, this endless competition, trying to outdo your peers, is causing chronic stress, sleep disorders, high blood pressure, and many other personal and social disorders. So, one thing is obvious, that no amount of money can be enough. I know you want salary rises, marupurupu hapa na pale, but even if you get all of them, they will never be enough. Because when you are given 100, you are planning for 200. Kipatiwa 1 million, you plan for 2. So it can never be enough. As a writer called Charles Richards, who has written a book on the psychology of wealth, and he explains how commercial, cultural, and social pressures have driven us crazy with the desire to own and spend more and more and more. We are daily bombarded by media messaging and adverts to buy newer and better gadgets. Even your phone, which is working, you are told to leave it because a new model has come. We are given expensive designer tastes, clothes, images of fine dining, exotic travel, and we even told by the media how you should look, how you should eat, and how you should love and pray. These are powerful social forces on you. So there is an insatiable appetite for more and more, and that is why money will never be enough. This leads to a perpetual dissatisfaction and happiness and regret about money. Even the so-called successful people, I consider myself among that class of successful people. Even the successful people are not happy because they suffer from an inner void, an inner feeling of emptiness and inadequacy that will forever remain unfulfilled. Nobody will feel you have enough power. Nobody will feel you have enough prestige. Nobody will feel you have enough money. So there's always a void. There's always some gap which will never be fulfilled until you die. So this yearning for more and more is a major cause of unhappiness in our society. And I think this is what we need to address. So money has been given a bad name. It's a cause of unhappiness and stress. And I think from now, from my own studies, which are based on positive psychology, we need to rethink money. We need to have a more positive story about money. What it can do to make us happier, to make our lives more meaningful and more fulfilling. And this is the message I'm brought to you. So happiness is a psychological state. It's a mental state. You know, something you can go with the money in a shop and buy. It doesn't happen that way. However, with this proper psychological focus, although they say money cannot buy happiness, with the proper psychological focus, money can and does buy happiness. This is, I want to move you from the conditioning that money is bad, from the conditioning that money is the root of all evil. I want you to think money is good. I want you to think that money can give you happiness. So that is where we are trying to get. There is a man of God called Dr. Joseph Murphy, who wrote a book, I believe some of you who are in the religious sector have read it, called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It's an old book, written in 1963. But he says we should not glorify or romanticize poverty. That there is no dignity in poverty. And he says that everyone has a fundamental right to live a dignified, rich, prosperous, and happy life. You know, we are all created in the image of God. Can you imagine God walking around with torn clothes? Can you imagine God walking around hungry? God, living in overs or without proper housing. This is what Murphy is saying. That for you to live in dignity, we should live a life of prosperity. And there's no blessings in poverty. He says there's no virtue in poverty. And we are not here to live in hovels, dressed in rags, or to go hungry. So we should aspire to be rich and to be happy. This is the message I want to pass to you. There is nothing, there is no contradiction. And I think, Kadia, we need to rethink. Even rich men are going to heaven. Many poor people are also going to hell, and others will go to heaven. So they do not determine your final destination. Money will assist you to buy your basic necessities, food, medicine, clothing, housing, etc. But in addition to that, money will also be able to satisfy some of your dreams, your passions, your wishes, and the many longings of your heart. You can dream and dream, but without money, most of those dreams will not come true. As Morgan also observed, money gives you independence and autonomy. It gives you freedom to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, and when you want. So one of the biggest things you buy with the money is freedom. Money gives you freedom to pursue your own dreams, your desires, and aspirations. You don't have to do jobs which you don't like. You don't have to slave to other people's demands and desires if you have your own money. Money gives you satisfaction, inner peace, comfort, and good sleep. If you have money, you know you can meet any surprises in your life tomorrow. You don't have to do a rambe to take a sick person to India. If you have money, you go to a bank, write a check, and take your person to India, isn't it? So money gives you confidence to handle emergencies, surprises, and the uncertainties of life. Then money is also on board. They say the biggest generator of happiness are social bonds. You cannot get happiness from land, from houses, from cars. Happiness only comes from other human beings. It is only by talking the way we are talking now, the socialization we are going to have after this meeting, where people will laugh and be happy. If you sit in your car alone, my friend, you are not happy. Even if you are given billions of shillings and left with it in Mount Kenya forest, you might use it to light a fire. So money only will make sense only if the other people around you. Are we together? Yeah, so happiness comes from the social universe, not from all these other things. They say money can help you to strengthen bonds of friendship. Without money, you will not be able to enjoy Christmas. Actually, be fighting with your spouse. Ile nyama ya Christmas ulisema iko wapi? Nini? Are we together? For young people, you know Valentine. Do you know the pressure it puts if you don't wear the red dress and bring flowers and such things? Yeah, without money, even relationships are breaking. So you need money to maintain those social bonds. Even love requires money. Yeah, they say when poverty comes, love flies out through the window. Yeah, if you want love, look for money. Are we together? So, money is not bad. King Solomon, who was renowned for his great wisdom, said money which is achieved through righteous means brings joy and contentment. So the way you get money can also give you happiness. But if you steal money, you are going to be first stressed, a lot of anxiety. You don't know whether you'll be caught. Are we together? So the way you get money can also give you happiness or yeah. So if you get your money in your righteous way, then it gives you happiness. You get it in a bad way, it gives you a stress and unhappiness. So we should consider how the means we use to get our money. Then he also says, money which are gotten from proceeds of crime bring anxiety and sorrow. Thirdly, we should not be blinded and enslaved by money. Money is good, but you should command it. It should not command you. You should not be a slave of money. So we should consciously define our own personal relationship with money. Your life is your own. We are very many people in this world, but there is no other person like you. There has not been one like you before. There will be no one like you today, and even after you die, there will be no other person like you. So you are unique. And since you are unique, we should have our own unique model of happiness. You should not try to copy so much. Follow your heart. A general theoretical analysis of money, like what I'm telling you now, will not make you happy or unhappy. Each of us should define our own path and our own psychology of money. We should use our money to achieve what we ourselves and not others really want in this life. So we should spend our money on what excites us and what makes us as individuals happy. Obando, don't sleep. The teacher is talking. Yes. Yeah, I think you are the one who was reading Ecclesiastes, verse 10:9 to us, where King Solomon said, "A feast is made for laughter, wine makes life merry, but money is the answer to everything." I want to emphasize, money is the answer. Even the Bible says that. So now, since money is also the answer to happiness, how can we use money to give us happiness? This you define yourself, but there's a writer called David Ramsey, who in his book, The Total Money Makeover, makes some useful suggestions on how you can use your money and become happy. And I want to quickly go through it. First, they say, however little money you earn, make a budget. Make a little analysis of how much you earn, how much you're going to spend, and if possible, how much you're going to save. 2, try to create an emergency fund. Yeah? No life is not certain. Tuko hapa sasa tunacheka, going home, you don't know who will be sick, you will have an accident, but plan for that. So create an emergency fund to meet inevitable emergencies and surprises in life. There is no life without a surprise. Even me, I didn't think I would lose elections, but there I am. Yeah? And I lost, isn't it? Yeah, so you should plan for that. 3, invest part of your money. You can do some savings, but don't invest all your money in buying land. I've seen people who die as we are trying to sell their land so that we can take them for treatment. It may take months before you get a buy of land. If you are saving, put at least some cash somewhere, which you can easily access, or some insurance, something like that. So they say, invest part of your money to make more money. Get some interest, make some profit. That's one way of spending money. Then spend part of your money on yourself. As you pay others, also pay yourself. Love yourself. Spoil yourself. Buy whatever can make you happy. Some can buy books, others movies, holidays, whatever your heart tells you invest in that to make yourself happy. We are not saying you spend all your money. I'm saying spend part of your money on that. Lastly, give. Yeah, give. Even the Bible says it is more blessed to give than to receive. Yeah, so you can give. That gives you some satisfaction that you have helped somebody else. It helps you to lift others, give them hope and a happier life. So when you give happiness to others, you also become happy. So doing some charity, helping others is also a good way of spending money. That is the end of my speech. Money is not bad. Use money to make yourself happy.